Yeah, I'm going to be playing baseball at Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia.
Ooh, look at
And
that.
I'll be swimming at Wesleyan University.
I'll be swimming at NYU.
I'll be playing soccer at Hobart and William Smith College.
And I'm playing basketball at Harvard College in Pennsylvania.
So, I mean, being your fellow classmate, I've obviously seen over the years how much work you guys have put into all of your efforts and, obviously how much you deserve to be able to play at the next level. But I guess for people at home who might not know as well, how did you first become interested in the sport that, has now become such an integral part of your life? So, Jules, I'll start with you again.
All right. So, I started playing when I was 4, and the first real appealing thing to me was that you could hit the baseball. That's still my favorite thing in baseball currently. But yeah, that was really what drew me to the sport at the beginning. The thing that I really like about it now is that there's no clock, so every game is just unique and it's different every single time. So yeah, that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I learned to swim when I was about 2, and then by the time I was 4, I decided I wanted to be on a swim team, and they told me I had to wait till I was 6. So I just continued doing swim lessons and loved it more and more as I did it. I joined a team when I was 6, and I've never looked back.
So I also joined competitive swim team when I was 6. I was actually really bad at it at first, but I got gradually better, which is what made me like it at first. But I guess I stayed because of all the experiences and teammates I've made throughout the process.
That wasn't me.
I kind of feel like I'm coming into the game late then, since I only joined a club team when I was 8, but I've been playing soccer since I was 4. I mean, there's just something so appealing about being able to do whatever is possible with the ball at your feet. I don't know, that's really what drew me to the game, and it's kind of what kept me playing for all these years.
When I was very young, I was mostly playing soccer. The first time I really picked up a basketball was 6th grade, and my first organized team was 7th grade on Hunter Middle School. So I was 13. So I guess I was a late bloomer, but it just I think Hunter has a great basketball program, and it was just a ton of fun for me. And I wasn't so great at first, and I saw the people who were a lot better than me, and everyone who was scoring and doing so well, and it just looked so appealing to be able to do that. So I just decided to work until I could be able to actually do stuff in the games.
Yeah,
I just kept going.
So it certainly seemed like for all of you guys, it's been, obviously a bit of a process. Gabe, you said you started in middle school, but I think even still, all of you, pretty much started playing, sports at a very early age. But, once you get to high school, it kind of changes both in terms of the competitive style of your sport, but also, being at a school like Hunter, you obviously have a lot of academic demands. So, maybe if you guys could just talk about how you've been able to balance, being at a school like Hunter and also, still being able to play the sport you love at a very competitive level.
So yeah, it's been a bit of a grind, I guess, but you just have to find time to get lifts in and BP and stuff throughout the day.
Yeah, it's been really difficult at times, but I think that there's a lot of, I don't know, I've seen a bunch of articles and stuff about how being in sports helps with time management, and I think I've definitely felt that. Having a smaller amount of time to get things done has really taught me how to procrastinate less and get my work done and just be really focused and honed in.
Yeah, another big part of it was for me, I live in Queens, and I practice in Queens, but Hunter is in Manhattan. So balancing everything plus the commute was super hard for me to get used to at first. So I guess adding on to Maya really does build on your time management skills. And also you have to I guess learn to sacrifice several things. It's not just your social life or sleep. It's also if a practice or a game, like a meet runs late one day, then like the next day if you have a test, you're going to do badly. Like you're not going to do as well. Or if you're studying for like midterms, the weekend of like you're not going to perform as well as at a meet. So yeah, it's like learning to deal with these things too.
Yeah, there are days when I'll have like double practice or something during like Hunter varsity season. And when I get home, I'm just so sore and I just want to lay in bed and not do any work. But if you want to like complete the things that you need to do, that you want to do, then you just have to find time for them. And like Maya said, if like we've learned to manage our time better because we have less time to do all the things that we need to do. But overall, it's been a challenge to stay on top of work as well as like double practice and working extra on like my soccer skills and stuff. But like you managed to make it work.
Oh, is it my go?
Yeah, you're up, Gabe.
My internet cut out a little bit.
You good?
Hello, Grayson.
Hello. Do you want me to repeat the question? It's okay. Can you not? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Can you hear me,
I
Gabe?
can't hear you, dog.
Can the rest of you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I would just say sorry about that. My internet was messing up.
Good.
Yeah, I would just say like I always told myself that like there's 24 hours in a day, and like I saw all these like other basketball players in the city like getting all their work in, like getting good and stuff, and I just figured like I looked at all like the kids around me. I was like, all these kids can like go to school and like everyone's doing it. Like I can't. I'm never gonna like accomplish anything great or like get good at anything if I'm just doing the same thing as everybody around me. So like if everyone on the team, if everyone like, or I would just tell myself like, oh, like if everyone on the basketball team is going to school and going to practice, like not everybody's gonna go play college. Not everybody's gonna be good. So I have to go to school, go to practice, and then go work out after, or go lift before. So that was just my mentality. That I just figured like every day, like I saw it as a new challenge, like use my 24 hours like better than most other people, so that in the end, like I could stand out more.
Yeah, I think you guys certainly all have very like inspiring stories of, work ethic and being able to, navigate through high school while being able to play sports at such a competitive level. So now I think we're going to kind of turn to like kind of the big question of like, how you were recruited and, why you ended up to the school, you're going to. So if you guys could just, talk for a bit about like what that process was like for each of you of, from kind of start to end of like being recruited to a college.
Okay, so like I was looking for a smaller school originally, so I kind of went to a bunch of camps for a bunch of the smaller like liberal arts schools and some of the Ivy League schools too. And I actually went to this big showcase in Long Island called Head First, and that was where I met the Washington League coach. He invited me down to campus like the next month, and I kind of just fell in love with the school there. That's basically it.
Yeah, I think I decided that I really wanted to swim in college again at a really young age. On my club team, there were a lot of people older than me that were going off to swim in college that I really looked up to. So I definitely started the process again with like a broader range in what I was looking for. And I really narrowed it down to 3 schools that I then ended up taking recruit trips for. And when I was on the Wesleyan recruit trip, it was probably like the craziest trip I was on because we did so much stuff. It was just so fun, and the team environment was great. And that's something that I was really looking for in a school, because like the team is one of my favorite parts about swimming.
Yeah, I was also looking all over the place. I was looking at like the Ivy Leagues, liberal arts colleges, and like a bunch of places really. And honestly, like I was planning on going elsewhere until April, I guess, but because all the schools I applied to were D3, so like none of them are binding. So I could still choose like which schools I wanted to until like May 1st. But I guess the Corona pandemic inspired me to go on a pre-medicine route. So I chose to go to NYU because the resources there are really good for medicine.
I've been doing like soccer ID camps since freshman year, like looking at schools that I wanted to go to. Like Julian said, also small liberal arts schools. And then at the end of my junior year, I visited Hobart and William Smith, and I just fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with the school. And right when I left, I emailed the coach. I was like, I love the school. Can I please play with you? And she invited me to their ID camp over the summer. And then essentially recruited me there. I knew that I would be going there like end of September, senior year. So it was a very long process since it started freshman year. But once I knew where I wanted to go and I worked hard to make sure that I would end up going there, it was pretty simple.
Yeah, so for me, like I played, well, obviously basketball is a team sport, so like all the like recruiting, some of the recruiting stuff I was playing at, it was like all with my team, so it's like not super specialized for the schools I was looking for. So I was getting recruited by like all types of schools. And then like this fall, we started like trying to narrow it down. Like Potter, well, at first, like me and Potter, like we just started calling like every school and like all types of schools were like in contact. And then later and later, when like I think my guidance counselor helped a lot, Miss Myers. And then I didn't initially like ED to Haverford, but then I went on to a visit to there, and I went on a couple other visits, and I really liked that school. And like for me, Haverford was one of the schools that was like most aggressive about like recruiting me, and I think that's important. Like that I didn't want to like end up in a scenario where I wanted to like I wasn't really wanted at the school, and then like my playing stuff gets messed up, and like I'm not happy there. So, but yeah, Haverford was really aggressive, like trying to get me there, which I really liked. And when I went to the campus, I really liked it. So it was not too hard of a decision in the end.
Yeah, so I guess one final question I have before I'll bring in Theo is just what are you guys most excited for in terms of like college sports or just college in general? Like what's most exciting to you?
I'm just excited to compete at the next level. Get play against some really good, high quality competition, and be able to test myself against that competition.
Yeah, I'm really excited to work with the coaches at Wesleyan. They have like a lot of unique training ideas that I'm really excited for. And I mean, honestly, like right now we're just like out of the pool. I'm excited to be back in the pool and compete at a collegiate level.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I guess like improve a lot throughout college because I feel like in high school, like I didn't really get a chance to like I guess go to my full potential. And NYU is like one of the strongest D3 teams out there. So I'm really excited to work with the team and the coaches there.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play against better competition that I'll find in college soccer, and also just being part of a team has always been something that's drawn me to the sport. So I'm really excited to be part of another team again.
Yeah, I feel like everyone else did, like competing at the next level. But also I just like want to set like a good example for like all Hunter athletes, because like for me a big inspiring factor was like when I was an 8th grader, a senior on the basketball team, went on and played college sports, and like that kind of told me like that if he could do it, I could do it. So I like hope to be like that next. Yeah, so I hope that I could be like that next person for like the 8th graders and everyone in Hunter now, and like prove that people from Hunter, people from the PSAL in general, which gets like kind of doubted a lot, can do it at college level, and like versus all the other players that like people hype up in high school.
Yeah. Well, congratulations once again, guys. We all know how hard you've worked, but I think if it works out, I think we're gonna bring in Theo here to ask a few questions himself.
Thank you, Grayson.
Thanks, Grayson.
Oh, it's me again. What is going on?
A long time no see, buddy.
Hey guys, thanks Grayson. So congratulations again. It's good to see you all. You should be really proud of all the work that you've been doing. So I'm going to keep going with some questions, a little more on the fun side now. Julian, can you start with sharing your favorite sports moment from Hunter Sports?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot, but I think I have to say my favorite was our playoff run last year. I mean, I didn't know it'd be our last like run together as a team, but it was definitely a lot of fun to finally get over the hump and win some meaningful games in the postseason.
I think my favorite moment was in our meet against Bronx Science, where we finally won, which we haven't done in a really long time. And it was so exciting because we were just like keeping tally of like the points the entire time. And I remember like right before the 400 free relay, we had counted up the points and we realized that if we got second, there was no way we could lose. And that moment where we were all just like so happy in the last relay kind of just felt like a fun victory lap was one of like the best moments.
So Maya took the moment that I was going to talk about. So I'll talk about a similar moment. In our freshman year, our first meet against LaGuardia, they had been like, I guess, like a really competitive rival before our freshman year, and we like lost them often, but we beat them by 2 points. And at the very end in that meet, and it was like super exciting because like we prevailed. Yeah, finally.
Last year, the soccer team went to the finals and we lost, but we still got to the finals, which is the farthest that Hunter's ever gotten. So I was really proud of us and the team for making it that far, even though we didn't end up winning. But it's still one of my favorite Hunter soccer moments.
My favorite Hunter moment wasn't like something that I did, but it was like in the last regular season game of my junior year, we just beat like the best team in our division that had won like the last 5 years, and we needed one more game to clinch the division. And it was like a really like emotional game, or like it was just an intense game. Like this guy was guarding me like pretty much the whole court, like getting in my face, like, and he kept like talking trash to me, and we just like kept punching back, and then we finally kind of broke out a lead. And I talked back to him a little bit, but anyway, so we broke out a lead, and then finally at the end of the game, we like put our seniors in, like who don't usually play, and it was a great like feeling of relief that we finally like clinched the division. We hadn't won it in like however many years. And then at the buzzer, like it was kind of bad etiquette, but one of the seniors from last year, Andrew Jung, he had never scored a point on varsity next year, but he shot a 3 at the buzzer and he made it. And after that, like everybody ran on the court, and it was just, I think that was like my favorite Hunter moment, just because like everything culminated in that moment. And yeah, it was a great feeling.
Awesome. Yeah, this sounds like a lot of fun. So another question, I know that you guys have all worked incredibly hard, and you put in a lot of effort, but you also haven't gotten here just by yourselves. So I was wondering, are there any people that you want to thank, any coaches, parents, teachers that you want to shout out for helping you get this far?
Sorry, me? Or
Yeah, go ahead, Julian.
yeah, I want to thank my parents first because they drove me like, everywhere. And they drove me to all the tournaments, like in North Carolina, like Pennsylvania, all those other places. So I'd like to thank them first. I also want to thank like all my teammates because, I mean, we couldn't have won any games or done anything without them. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I definitely want to thank my parents and all my teammates. Like they've all pushed me in different ways, my Hunter teammates and my club swim teammates. I'd also like to thank Mr. Gadenzi. He's been a really good swim coach over these years, and it's been really fun working with him. And also Mr. Napolitano was really helpful throughout this entire process.
I'd also like to thank my family for always supporting me throughout all these years. My teammates and friends who have encouraged me throughout this process, because there were many times where I honestly thought I would quit swimming or just quit being a student athlete, and they motivated me and encouraged me to get through it. And also my coaches, especially Coach Cadenzi, because of all the passion and the hard work that he pours, and it really motivates and shows in what he does.
I'd also like to thank my parents for taking me to tournaments across the country And also my club teammates and my Hunter soccer teammates, they really supported me throughout this entire process and kind of helped me remember like how fun soccer is when I'm having a bad day or something.
Yeah, I mean, my parents have always been very supportive of me, and I'm very grateful. Like, oh, did I cut you off? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
I had like 2 more things.
No, go ahead. I couldn't
Okay.
hear you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. To finish, I'd also like to thank my club soccer coaches, Coach Matt and Coach Todd, because they've been working with me for the last 4 years, and also Miss Turner. I love Miss Turner. She's great. Best soccer coach ever. Go ahead, Gabe.
Are you sure? No, you can say something else. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. Go.
All you good.
Okay. Yeah, so I would just say, yeah, my parents, they were great. They've been so great. Like, I'm also kind of glad they didn't turn into like crazy basketball parents, but like they always like asked me questions about like how stuff was going and supported me. Definitely my teammates, because like they definitely like, especially in a team sport, big motivating factor. And then like my AAU coach, who helped me, like worked with me a lot and like putting me on a bunch of places. And definitely Miss Myers, who like talked to me a lot about it, like much more than I expect, because she actually played college basketball too. And that was really useful for me, and definitely like probably more than anybody, Coach Potter, because like all the hours he spent like coaching me, like helping me get better, and then telling me what I needed to do in the game, telling me like, and then all the hours in his office, like talking to me about my college process, talking to me where I need to go, who I need to talk to, and like reaching out for me. Like I definitely could not have got here at all without him. So yeah, very thankful.
I just wanted to add one more thing about Mr. Gudenzi. I feel like lots of people don't know this. He lives in New Jersey, and he wakes up at like 3:30 a.m. sometimes to come get a parking spot before our early morning swim practices. So he's like super dedicated to the team, which is something I think is really cool. Also, Coach Potter helped me a lot too, so I forgot to say thank you to him.
Thank you, Coach Potter.
Awesome. Okay, so that leads us to our final segment. This is Coach Potter's favorite segment, actually. It's called 4 and 4. So these are a couple of speed questions. I'm just going to go straight through them. So starting off with Julian, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color? Blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
Maya?
Green.
Pink.
Green.
Red.
All right. Okay. I'm a blue
Also
fan
black.
myself. Black, not bad. Okay, so our second question. What's your favorite food? Do you guys have a pre-game food or pre-game meal that you guys will go to?
Pre-game meal. I mean, I'd say my favorite food is like a nice burger, but I don't think I could eat that before a game.
Yeah, before meets, I eat like pasta.
I eat fruit and yogurt.
Bananas. Potassium.
Yeah. I got to eat an apple every game day. Always an apple.
The core included?
Yes, most definitely. Can't leave it out.
All right. So on to our third question. Do you guys have a favorite show? Anything you've been binging during this quarantine?
Well, my family and I watched the entirety of Ozark on Netflix. It's actually really good. That's
I've been
about
doing-
family. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
That's
I've
about, oops. Sorry, it's a little slow. Yeah, it's about a family that moves into like Missouri. It's pretty cool.
I've been doing some rewatching of Arrested Development.
I watched Crash Landing on You.
Been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
My favorite show of all time is Breaking Bad. I rewatched that, but and now I'm trying to watch Money Heist. Those are like my two.
Nice. I've been watching Money Heist a little bit myself. Okay, so our final question before we wrap it all up. Do you guys have a favorite place at Hunter? Something that you'll miss? Just, I mean, location from Hunter.
The location? I guess I'll always remember the side hallway where I used to just like sit down and do work because it was quiet. It's nice.
I think probably the senior hallway this year has been really fun. And then also just in general, I feel like when I was younger, I spent a lot of time hanging out in the basement, which was fun.
I'll definitely miss the library. I think the last 2 years I've spent more time in there than anywhere else. So it's like my second home.
I'm probably gonna miss the Rove Cove. Like every time I'm stressed, Miss Rovine is always there, and also it's just a great place to hang out.
I would say the gym because I probably spend more time there than in the classroom. So I'm gonna miss the gym a lot. I love it. Oh man, can't wait to get back in there.
Yeah, can't wait for sure. Okay, so that about concludes it. Thank you guys so much for coming on the stream. Thank you to everyone watching, and to the 5 athletes. Good luck. We're all so proud of you. And I think now Potter will take it away with the slideshow. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.